Hello Cupcakes and welcome back to my lovely daughter. So I kind of lied last time, by the way. I said that I gotten all the different mixes of homunculi. I'm actually 3 short. I'm gonna go ahead and fuse those up today. And I think I need to start with wood, clay, and iron. So these are gonna fail, and all the failures are the same, but there are 4 different ones. 1 sadness, 1 fear, 1 joy, and 1 anger. So this one here is Glee, and yeah, she's incomplete and fragile, but we want to get some of these anyway because I want to do all of them. We've got another one here that is for anger, and we have to have, I think it's, it dawns on me as I'm looking at my notes, I completely borked this up, which, what's new? Let's do clay, metal, and I think this is water, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this is loss, which is fear. Alright, and then lastly we have, I think this is water, wood, and meat. Water, wood, and meat. Pretty sure. Yeah, there it is. There's the collector. I have gotten 100% of the homunculi. We're gonna raise these anyway, but it should be fine. I'm pretty sure. I can also make one more. So at this point, I don't think we have anything in our souls, and we have got 1 fear, 1 joy, sorry, 2 fear, 1 joy, and 1 anger. So we're gonna make a sadness, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run through things a little bit to raise their levels, because we want to get them to the proper levels. Let's see what we've got here. So for joy, we need this to be between 811 and 871. For sadness, we need to be between 654 and 714. For anger, it needs to be between 454 and 514. And for fear, it needs to be between 557 and 617. So I'm going to start going into town, doing stuff, and I will meet you back here whenever we hit a point where I can continue the story. Hello, Dad. You said that we were going to be together, but you were always busy in the forbidden room. You never allowed me to get inside. I feel that you are never there for me. If this continues, I might as well run away from this empty house. Why did you tell me that I am a failure? How could you say that before I even tried to do anything? If I am a failure before I even start, it means that you are the failure. I know my body is a failure, but then why do you ask me to work? The town is full of scary people, especially that lady who cares for the pets. She is always shouting. Please keep her away from me. You told me from the beginning that I was a failure. It made me sad, but I convinced myself that I can be your best girl. I can do whatever you want, whatever you need. I will work extra hard in order to make up for my weakness. Only you, Faust. You're the only one who wants to deal with me. Your homunculi have been helping me work. That is the reason I gave you that doll that you asked for free. I will help you with whatever you need. Good to hear that? My homunculi will always be ready to help you. After all he has been through, Faust finally remembers everything he had forgotten. Memories flood his mind. Glimpses of his past flash in and out, revealing the answers he has been searching for all along. His arrival in this village, his sick wife, his meeting with the Master Warlock, his wife's funeral, his homunculi. Everything is crystal clear. And most importantly, he remembers who took his daughter. Alright, so we've got some stuff here. Let me go ahead and toss this out. I think our daughter's doing fine, but let's check out the final memoirs here. So let me just go ahead and recap here. So he's been tossed from the town to a small village. Everything sucks. His little girl is okay, but his wife is sick and he can't afford it. So he meets the Master Warlock, who chooses to trust and make homunculi. The homunculi are doing great, and something happens where the Master Warlock tells his wife that she's going to die, but his daughter is also sick now. So the homunculi help around town, and his wife, unfortunately, now has passed away. So he moves out to the house we live in. Life would be so much better with my wife here. It is so lonely with only the two of us. People from the village seldom visit or ask for my help anymore. With plenty of time on my hands, I decided to play around with the homunculus transmutation process. My results are almost unbelievable. The living homunculi not only have humanoid shapes, but they also have emotions. What a monumental breakthrough. So his daughter's been helping out, and now this is nonsense. He said it was my blood that he wanted. I have been tricked. I cannot accept this. Why did he take her soul? It was supposed to have been mine. Everything that I have done was for her. Why did he not just leave us alone? Why did he do this to me? Just let me die. Bring my daughter back. She does not deserve this. It was my fault. So, basically the warlock tells him that, you know, he wants his blood, and he takes his daughter instead of him. Alright, so we have done all of the death before, and I just need to start getting everything up, so I'm just going to do that until I've got everyone between the correct amounts, and I will see you guys back here in a little bit. Alright, welcome back, and we have got our soul ready. So joy is at 865, our sadness is at 690, anger is at 462, and fear is at 560. So these are all within where we need to be. So let's go. See how this works this time. The ritual has ended, but nothing seems to change. Her body is still rigid. Just as Faust thinks all hope is lost, her fingers twitch a little. Faust's anticipation reignites his confidence. A moment later, her eyes blink and a moan escapes her mouth. Slowly she utters, "Father?" Unable to believe his eyes and ears, Faust kneels and cries in overwhelming ecstasy. They embrace each other for an endless time. Faust's mind wanders, all he has been through, everything he has suffered, the whole tragedy of his life. None of it matters anymore. He wants only to enjoy the moment until a sharp object pierces him. Faust falls down to the floor, blood spilling out around him. What has happened? Anxious and scared, he looks up to where his daughter is standing over him. No, 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 it is not possible. How could this be? The moment she crouches down and takes hold of his head, Faust can clearly see her eyes. They are not Arya's. They belong to the Master Warlock. Disguised as Arya, he chuckles as he lets Faust plunge into the pool of his own blood. The Master Warlock speaks magical incantation whilst Faust's consciousness begins to fade out. He can barely feel his own body. A faint voice rings through the room. "Hello, old friend." It seems so distant. Faust feels so light, almost as if he is floating, as if some magical force is pulling him up. Then everything goes bright. His time has come, he knows it, but he is not ready, not until he puts everything in the right place. So weak, so tired, Faust does not want to wake up yet, but someone keeps shaking his body. Slowly he opens his eyes. It is a woman. Knowing she is no angel, Faust realizes he is still alive after all. But what for? The Master Warlock took everything away from him. Even his body is not his own. Nevertheless, the woman is tending his wounds, preserving his body. Her care instills some spirit into him once more. To repay his debt, Faust helps her with his alchemy and sorcery skills. With homunculi in her shop, it becomes the most successful business in the village. Left with only one reason to live, Faust plots how to exact revenge on the Master Warlock, but he's nowhere to be found. No one has even heard rumors of his whereabouts. Faust knows he will show up eventually and that he must be prepared. Faust sets out on a journey to hone his magical power. After years of study and effort, he becomes a truly powerful wizard himself. His fame spreads across the country. People start referring to him as the Master Warlock. At that moment, a bolt of lightning strikes his mind. He remembers that he has never forgotten how the Master Warlock tricked him, and how the Master Warlock took his daughter's soul. He remembers how he hates the Master Warlock, and now he realizes that he himself is the Master Warlock. He has unmatched power, immense knowledge in alchemy and dark magic. However, his life will soon end. Finally, he understands why the Master Warlock took his body. He understands why the Master Warlock put him through hell. Realizing this truth, he now has to choose. Will he bring misery to his past self to maintain his power and wealth, or will he let young Faust live with his family and achieve happiness? With more time, he is convinced that he can keep his power and wealth while still being able to save his own family. He only needs to ensure that he can prolong his life, to ensure that his life will be written the way it was before. He starts his gambit. He contacts his own friend and savior to set the plan in motion. Slowly but surely, the story is rewritten. He needs to make sure that Faust is mentally broken. He starts by poisoning his wife. Then he takes away his daughter. He uses both the wife and daughter's souls to strengthen his own weak soul. Then he continues his act, thinking he can save time and extract young Faust's soul after the devastating event. But Faust's will to live is still strong. It is then he realizes that young Faust has gone insane, but not because he lost his loved ones. Instead, it is because of the hatred that Faust has for himself, the Master Warlock. He now understands that his drive to move forward is not fueled by care for his family, but by his ego at being tricked. His failed attempt to extract Faust's soul has made his power weak. He has only enough energy for one more extraction. He places Faust's daughter's body on the bed and prepares to extract his own soul. To ensure young Faust will take care of his soul, he erases Faust's memory of the past 2 years and puts a spell on young Faust's book to give him direction and purpose. Then he extracts his own soul into the soul chamber. Young Faust wakes up not knowing that a circle of damnation will repeat itself. The end. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I think there's a little bit more that's to this game, kind of like after game stuff, but that's it. That's all. Faust killed his own wife and his daughter and ruined his own life. Good job, Faust. We'll see y'all in some other series. Thanks for watching.